Welcome back to the show. Well, it is something we use almost every day, our signature, but did you know it can actually tell a lot about you?
Well, Vanna Scott with Campaign for Cursive and family life coach Nancy Cohen are here to tell us more about that and also why it is so important for children to continue to learn the lifelong skill of cursive handwriting. Welcome back.
Well,
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tina. Heather, we're delighted to be here and that we get this opportunity to talk about cursive.
And
I'm also don't be
nervous.
We've got good news for you. But first of all, with Campaign for Cursive, the reason that Nancy and I are involved in this is really primarily for the public school kids to continue learning this lifelong skill, because there's so much research that's done that indicates it's really good for their cognitive development as well as their self-esteem, and it just helps them calm down. So it really is a skill that can take them through their whole entire life, really, or mostly their academic school.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're talking about this because we have two kids in our house and they're actually kind of learning cursive now.
Great.
And a lot of people think, especially the kids, that it's just, a fancy way of writing that's sort of outdated. Would you maybe have something to say to those people?
We would. Actually, this is not your grandmother's writing anymore. I think that's the main thing that we want to get across, that there's modern handwriting. We've got a couple of examples here. Our group is nonprofit, grassroots. We really don't, push any particular style, except we do like very simplified writing, which these are indications of that. So kids can learn it really very quickly. 15 minutes a day, we have a contest, and we ask kids to write why they like cursive writing. And one of the little boys actually wrote, he was in 7th grade. He did not know how to write cursive, but he wanted to learn how to do it. So his mom asked him if he could learn. So she got a tutor, and he told us he learned it, and he practices lowercase, practices uppercase, and he learned it in a fortnight, he said. Now he feels he can, open a bank account or sign his name, so it's about modern cursive. It's not, all of that. So,
but it's about the brain connections.
Yep.
It makes pathways, and it makes you can learn to be more patient and more focused, and it actually with MRIs, and there has been studies that support that it really affects how we learn and think. So it's very, very important.
And of course, we were talking about learning the signature and
Yes.
how to do that. And then we were talking about that it shows a little bit about you when you do decide to sign something.
Exactly, because it's not handwriting, it's brain writing.
Right.
And so for the one to practice it is going to make your brain learn new skills, but it also reflects your personality.
So
Yes.
we actually sent you some of our signatures ahead of time for you to analyze, and we have Tina's up right now. What can you tell us about Miss Tina's?
Okay, well, here we go. We have good news. You're both in the right profession. So we'll start out with that.
Well suited for your career.
We want to premise this by saying that when you just look at somebody's signature, that really doesn't tell the whole story. It's like looking at somebody's nose and trying to see their whole face. So a graphologist, if you were getting professional handwriting analysis done, you would do it on a whole sheet of paper, and you would have your signature. So with that little caveat, so you understand, this is just a snapshot, and a signature is really your logo. It's your public appearance. And that's why we want kids to really practice this, to feel really good about them. And I was wondering,
proud of what their signature says.
do you like your signature? Are you happy with
my
it?
boyfriend makes fun of it.
And what part does he make fun of?
The T, the I, the N, the A. He always says, someone's going to think your name is Zima. That's what he always says. So
It does look like Zima.
It does.
I'm going to call you Zima from now on.
Sounds kind of
big Z.
strong, like a strong woman, but I don't know. What does it say, though?
Well, what it says, good news, I think your boyfriend's right on this. It is a strong presence. It's not about the T, though. It shows a very strong presence, that people notice you. They recognize you. You have very good leadership potential. You're very good at research and investigative abilities. So you would actually be a very good investigative journal. And the reason for that is because of the way that you think and that you're critical about facts. You really want all the facts, and then you do an analysis of that, and you're careful about how you communicate back that information. So your style of communication makes you able to persuade people to see that point. So that's actually a really great sign.
I do agree. I do agree to an extent, definitely.
Yeah. I think a lot of those were
I'm going to keep
points.
an eye on it.
All right. Well, you also have great follow-through, tenacity. You've got a lot of resourcefulness. You're very determined. And you have a level of curiosity, which means that you have an open mind. That's why this investigative research thing would be really very good, because you don't take things right at face value. You ask a little bit more, you think about it, and then you're very good about how you communicate that to get your point across.
Well, let's look at Heather's, which is a lot different than mine.
I know. Okay, so I gave you two because the top one is like if I'm in the store and I'm signing a receipt, that's what I do. The bottom one is if I'm going to sign an autograph, you're welcome. Like if I'm going to sign my whole name. So that's why there's two.
And how do you feel about your signature?
I think it's a hot mess.
You think it's a hot mess?
It's sloppy and quick, and you know, there's definitely no last name.
So
that you can
there's
read.
sharp line quality to it, and there's speed, which means that you have quick thinking, and you have investigative qualities too. You have that very long T-bar up there that shows good energy and ambition. You bring creativity to your everyday activities, thinking. You're goal focused, but it's in a practical form. You emotionally connect with the people who are on air, maybe a little bit more than Tina does. Maybe you feel that a little bit more than she does, and they recognize that in you. Your strong motivation and practical intelligence. You're ambitious, successful, and articulate.
You know what? I don't know why I was so afraid, because this sounds exactly perfect like me, and I want to hear more on the break. But first, we want to give our viewers some more information, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And the handwriting lecture series starts on May 14th, 7 p.m. at Mostly Books. For more information, you can call 299-7952 or log on to cursiveiscool.com.